Sports Zone. After a 4-year hiatus, we are back and better than ever. I'm your host, Charles E. Hall II. I got my man, Shaka Bradley here, and we about to give it to you straight, no chaser on all the sports. We've been arguing sports over 20 years back and forth, and now we're going to bring it to you right here live for the District Heights community and all over PG County. Up first, we're going to talk about the NFL, and we're in Washington, D.C. You got to talk about the Redskins. The Skins right now, sir, they 1-2. You got all kind of controversy from the quarterback position. You got everyone saying that Kurt should be the man. You got your RG3 lover saying he should be in there. You got Colt McCoy all of a sudden this week with an injury, so it's RG3 moving up. Give me your take, Skin fan.
Well, personally, I don't think we should be in this position because, as far as I'm concerned, Kirk shouldn't have been drafted here in the first place.
Okay, I've heard that before.
Now, when you draft a quarterback, you kind of want to, and you can label him the franchise quarterback, you kind of want to give him every opportunity to succeed without having to look over his shoulder. And when you draft another rookie quarterback so early in the draft as they did, you create a situation where as soon as one guy or the first guy starts to struggle, the fans will start calling for the backup.
But is competition good, though? Is that a good thing?
Well, competition breeds success, I think. But at the same time, you still have to be comfortable with what you're doing and be able to be and know that as soon as you make a mistake, the next guy's not going to be right in on your heels.
True. Well, you got that going on. Either way, now this week they're saying Colt McCoy is injured. At first they didn't announce it. Now they're saying it's a foot injury. So do you think we're going to see RG3 shoot it up this week?
Right now, you never know what the team is doing because there seems to, we got these magical, mystical injuries coming in with the concussion and now with the foot injury. That's crazy. Concussion
for the longest. You don't know what's what.
So honestly, we don't know what's going on, whether or not this injury is a legit injury or is there some behind the scenes things going on. Or
you make a very good point there. With all that going on, everything from should we play RG3 for the injury if he gets hurt? We're now on the books for all that big money for his contract. Then you said we got to trade RG3 for the locker room. Next thing you know, now you look at Facebook, all the other ESPN reports, he's going to be here for the long haul. It's just a crazy thing. But yet they're 1-2. I mean, they won their second game looking real well. Lost the first one they probably could have won because of a strong run game. Albert Morris looked very well in the first game. Matt Jones was very strong in the second game. Played the Giants. Run game was kind of null and void. Who you like there, or you like the Thunder and Lightning route?
I actually like both of them, kind of the same. They can play off each other. And as far as I'm concerned, the key for the Redskins being successful, regardless of who plays at the quarterback position, is the running game. I think they need to lean heavily on the run and play solid defense. Kirk, in my opinion, is not a quarterback that's going to lead you if you're going to be throwing the ball 30.
If he got to throw it, he can't do it.
And the same thing with Griff. I mean, I'm going to be upfront and say I'm a Griffin fan, but I know in this particular offense, or what they call this offense, he hasn't looked too sharp. He's best suited for the read option, I suppose, or what his skill set was, what he did at Baylor. But regardless of any of that, they need to lead with the running game.
Oh, the running game got to be the key. I mean, even if you go back to Alfred Moore's numbers, granted, this offense is totally different than what Shanahan ran. But when you got Griffin and Alfred Morris back there, it's been shown by the numbers. They both look well when both of them are together. I mean, you just mentioned to me that Morris's numbers have been gone down each year, and so is Griffin's numbers as well. But when you put them back there, I would think you may want to roll out RG3 more. Granted, I know he seems to be so injury prone, but the pocket does not seem to be his friend for whatever reason. Hopefully he can improve on that. I mean, receiver-wise, you still got Pierre Garçon. This year, Jordan Reed has been the man. That's who Kirk Cousins has been targeting. I mean, let's back up off RG at the moment. Kurt is the man right now, as we speak. That's the guy the coach wants to go with. And you're riding with Kurt. From what I've seen, the bright lights, and I think I saw this on TV the other day, somebody mentioned it, it's been true. All the big showcase games, the Redskins have not done well. Neither has Kurt. All the games from anything from the Monday nights, the Sunday nights, the Thursday nights, they have not done well in those games. But Kirk Cousins playing in the role where he had, like we just say, when he has to be the man to throw coming from behind, I'm not sure if that's really him. He did it once against, was that the first year against Baltimore, whoever it was, Cleveland, they played that first year up here. I mean, Kurt throws a nice ball, but you wonder, is he really the man going forward? The one good thing the Skins have shown this year, at least in my opinion, was the defense. I mean, your take on them.
Well, the defense has been playing strong, but the question is going to be when they get up against a team, and we kind of saw some of that last Thursday, when they get up against a quarterback and a team who's aggressive throwing the football, will the defensive backfield be able to stand up and hold up? Now, it looked kind of shakier there. Giving up a couple of touchdown passes. I know Breland was just coming back from suspension or what have you. So he's working himself back in. We lost D. Hall.
That's a big loss.
That's a big loss. So, the defense did play well against Miami, but then, we don't know how good Miami is on the offense. The Rams, with
they
Nick
look
Foles.
horrible at the quarterback playing Nick Foles. I see why Philly got rid of him.
Exactly. So, we're going to see now with he coming up with the Eagles on Sunday, we're going to see with teams that are somewhat aggressive in the passing game, will they be able to hold up? In the backfield, will they be able to get any pressure on the quarterback? We didn't see a whole lot of pressure on Thursday. So while the defense statistically right now looks okay, I'm still kind of holding out on them, my judgment until I see them face a team that's...
A lot of folks tend to want to call for your man Ross. He got a big kickoff return the other day. They say he's real fast. He's probably the fastest guy on the team. And putting him in the mix, they're like, well, how come he can get much more playing time? I'm figuring it must be the other guys are better. They don't trust him, but I'm guessing you put your playmakers out there. The Skins don't throw the ball downfield since the loss of D-Jack. Is it more of the Kirk Cousins arm? I mean, I think he has an arm, or is it just they just don't trust the receivers going downfield? Garcon's no deep threat, but still, your take.
It could be a little bit of all of that. D-Jack being out, Kurt's arm being, I've been reading a lot now. He got noodle arm because they do a lot of dinking and dunking, quick timing passes and that sort of thing. But as far as I'm concerned, you just still try it. Like you were talking about Ross, get him in there. Get anybody in there. You can't just
get some playmakers on the field.
Yeah, you gotta make something happen. So get folks in there who can make something happen, even if they're not folks that you thought were gonna be your playmakers to start the year. At this point, you gotta try. You can't just throw 5 and 10 yard ends and quick slants and quick hitches every play.
That's true. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to break down the rest of the NFL, find out what surprises, who is good, and we're talking about the injury bug that is hurting the league completely. We'll be right back at you.
This neighborhood sure has changed in my lifetime. There was a time when people like me couldn't live here because of their race or the color of their skin. I'll never forget how I felt being told I wasn't welcome in this neighborhood, that this apartment was for whites only. That got better over time, but some people still didn't get equal treatment when it came to finding a home.
No, there's no apartment here for you.
Well, I own this building now. The Fair Housing Act made a difference for someone like me. It gives us the opportunity to live in communities of our choice, free from discrimination. The Fair Housing Act makes it illegal to discriminate in the renting or selling of a home because of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, familial status, or disability. Know your rights. If you believe you have experienced housing discrimination, contact HUD.
Welcome back. And right now we're going to discuss the NFL. NFL right now, 3 weeks in. I normally like to judge teams after 4 weeks, but we'll go with 3 weeks. I mean, we got the 3-0 teams. You got your overall squads, the Patriots, Green Bay, Carolina, Arizona, Atlanta, Denver, and the Bengals. Anyone there surprise you, or really, how about, who do you think is the best so far from what you've seen?
Not really surprised at anybody. I mean, these are sort of the same usual suspects who every year around this time look like they're 3-0, 2-1. Look like they're gonna be headed to the top of their division. It's hard to go against the Patriots right now. They're the Super Bowl champs. This is what they do. They look like they're rolling as usual. So it's kind of hard to go with anybody else other than them right now. Green Bay looked real good last night.
Aaron Rodgers gave you
you can't knock Aaron Rodgers. He is, sort of a machine
Is he
doing
the
it.
best quarterback in the league to you?
I can't say that. I mean,
If you had fantasy, would you pick him or who you taking?
well, you just saw Brady put up 50
I
points
disagree,
the other day,
yeah.
so I don't know how you can go against him. I
Yeah.
mean, with no name receivers and no name except Gronk.
I mean, Green Bay. I don't know outside of I don't know their receivers. We
That's
can't even
true.
tell you a name on Green Bay.
That's true. I mean, it's debatable, but I'm gonna take the guy who got a few rings.
Oh, no, I like Brady myself too. I like Brady better myself. I'm just saying, a lot of folks, you get people on TV saying that he's the bad man. You know that he is, but he is tough.
Yeah,
but give me Brady. I mean, I'm gonna take
Yeah,
Brady as
I'm going
well.
with Brady. I mean, I don't no knock on, like you say, no knock
Hey,
on Aaron Rodgers.
don't knock on him.
Very good quarterback,
mean,
excellent quarterback.
Atlanta, Cam, and Arizona, Carolina with Cam Newton, Atlanta, the South, they're rising up. That's going to be a nice matchup when they beat up both teams 3-0. I'm not surprised. I mean, Atlanta the last couple years was a struggle, but Matty Ice and Julio Jones right now playing out of his mind at receiver, looking like uncoverable right now. But I'm liking what I'm seeing in Carolina. They winning games. It's kind of ugly, but Cam is doing his thing. And I'm loving that. Arizona with Carson Palmer, they are playing some good ball too. I mean,
They've been playing well for the last few years with Bruce Arians as the coach. They've been rolling as long as Palmer stays healthy.
That's the thing.
They're
They
probably
were tough.
gonna-
Everyone forgets last year. I think they were like 7-2 or something. They were strong. When he went down, it all sunk for them. I mean,
Yeah,
completely.
and I think they're gonna be the class of the division, NFC West, unless Seattle can get itself together. As long as Carson Palmer stays healthy, they're gonna be in the mix.
Let's talk about the teams that have been shocking me so far. I mean, Saints 0-3, Seattle's 1-2. You got the Ravens 0-3 and the Lions, who are a playoff team, 0-3. Remember, the Ravens and the Lions last year were playoff teams that both won over 10 games. Seattle went to the Super Bowl. They got Cam Chancellor back, so they had the swagger back last year by pounding the Bears. They punished them. I mean, out of those squads, are you surprised anything you've seen so far?
I'm not really surprised. I mean, the Saints have been on their way down for a little while now.
Plus, you got Drew Brees hurt.
Drew Brees is hurt now and he's getting a little older. I think, that era is coming to an end. With the Ravens, I'm not surprised with that either. The Ravens are always carried by their defense. I know everybody likes Flacco and, he does do his thing.
Cool Joe.
But, Ray is gone now.
Yeah, Ray gone, Ed's gone. They're not walking through that door,
You
as they
got
say.
Haloti Nada gone. You got
Oh, yeah, the sack master's gone.
You
He got hurt
yeah.
first game.
So, that defense, that team has always been predicated on their defense, and that defense isn't as sharp now.
Well, the Lions, I mean, they got Megatron back and so forth, and they still cannot get the job done 0-3. This week, they got a tough matchup coming. We'll get to that later, but the Lions at 0-3, they got Seattle coming up. I mean, they may be looking at 0-4 possibly, but
And
what's the situation with them?
with the Lions, to me, as far as I'm concerned, they're right about where I thought they. I don't respect the Lions that much. I mean, I love Megatron, but this will be controversial take maybe, but Megatron's been there forever and they haven't won anything.
I mean, that's true. I can dig it. I mean, they've always said, they being the media has said that Megatron was the best receiver in a while. I'm going to choose Dez Bryant myself, but he's hurt at the moment, which brings us to our next post. Injuries in the NFL right now are hurting a lot of squads. Dallas losing Dez the first week, coming back the second week losing Tony Romo. Ben Roethlisberger this past week. That's the third straight week where you got Pro Bowl type players going down for teams who are allegedly fighting for the Super Bowl. Redskins losing their left guard, the word is out. I mean, there have been some other injuries as well, but just the fact that injuries are part of the game. Next man up, as the mantra is in the NFL. That's a big thing that's been a struggle for a lot of guys. I mean, hey, Mike Vick takes the helm. I didn't think he's going to play at all. Ben is normally a sure guy in the league. Moving on from the NFL, real quick, we're going to go down the notch to the college football scene. I mean, it's only a couple weeks in for the college football scene, so you always get ESPN shoving down your mouth, SEC football, day in, day night. But the top two teams in college football come hail from the Big Ten. Ohio State number 1, Michigan State number 2. Ole Miss with the big overall win last weekend. Anyone you believe in out there, I mean, Leonard Fournette for LSU is easily the front runner for the Heisman right now with 8 TD runs. Anyone in college football impress you?
It's been a few weeks, but I still think it's kind of early to kind of say who's the best team, who's looking good. Ohio State's ranked number 1, but they haven't looked this sharp. Alabama, they're gonna give us Alabama no matter what. They don't know who their quarterback is gonna be. They're still figuring that
That's a
out.
good point you said that, though, because quarterback, Ohio State, is it, I mean, they're going with 12 gauge, that's Cordell Jones, or is it going to be JT Barrett? They still like, or, I mean, they left Braxton Miller to the receiver spot, but, I mean, that's a good thing to have, but, the old adage is you don't, you got 2, 3 quarterbacks, you don't have a quarterback.
I think that's, you know what, to be honest, I think that's what's contributing to Ohio State kind of moving along slowly, because you got these quarterbacks, like I said earlier, they're looking over their shoulder. Nobody's really getting into a rhythm. Nobody can play freely, free to make mistakes, free to play well, free to just get a good rhythm going, because as soon as you make a mistake or the offense is kind of bogged down, here comes the next guy in.
I get that. That's part of competition and so forth. I mean, it's what it's going to be. I caught a couple of games last week that kind of impressed me. Like I said, Leonard Fournette is balling. UCLA got his top nice freshman quarterback that's getting work in. All that will be discussed in a couple of minutes when we come back from a break. We're going to give some predictions on the college level and on the pro level right after a quick break.
It's from a place of love that I became an activist. It is just a fabulous area, full of life. It's one of the few areas of temperate old-growth forest left on the planet. In the early 90s, it looked like all of the intact forest would be clear-cut logged, and it was very devastating to think of that possibility. So it was quite a pivotal time right then to take action when we did.
1/3 of the massive Great Bear Rainforest will now be protected from all logging. We're talking about an area the size of Switzerland.
Having the Great Bear Rainforest protected now really means a lot to our community. I would say we're part of the environment just like the animals are. The greatest thing that I enjoy is seeing a total stranger respect this area. We're hoping that years down the line, this place will still be looking the same as it does right now.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone. Folks, we're getting ready to pick some games. Starting off first on the Saturday afternoon action with the college level ranked action. I'm talking about 23 West Virginia traveling up into number 15 Oklahoma, the Boomer Schooner right now. Both teams undefeated. What do you like from that matchup there?
Don't know a whole lot about both these teams, although I did see West Virginia put a hurting on Maryland last week.
Hey, the coach. Hey, wait. Speaking of that, while we talk about that, the coach said he gave a little smirk about the team got blew out last year, and one of the reporters said something about when your team got, they made it for the loss of last year, and the guy sips his water and says we made it for that in the first half. They got blown out. I mean, they throwing little shots at the Maryland squad.
Yeah, that seems to be
I'm going with
right.
Oklahoma on that. Even though West Virginia did look good, Oklahoma's no Maryland. Hey, they're no Maryland.
This is true.
How about we're looking here at 13 Alabama taking on Georgia.
That's a big matchup there. And one of those games where even though Alabama kind of fell in the rankings, Georgia has a chance to, kind of solidify themselves or at least show, that they're here for real. Because they've been a team that in the past has kind of faltered when everybody kind of put the hype on them.
This is a chance to show if they're in home, that they're between the hedges in Athens. Are they for real? Alabama cannot afford to lose a second game on against a squad where they know they got the Ole Miss squad gave it to Alabama. To me, they're struggling at the quarterback spot. They don't know what they want to do. They got a good running game, but when you stack that line with 8, 9 guys, can the quarterback throw a pass? Right now, I don't believe it. I'm going with Georgia. I'm seeing more from them, but then again, this could be their first major test. Up next, sticking with the SEC. Again, folks, there's no SEC bias here, but they shove it down your mouth like that's all you know. Like there's no football out west. Like there's no football in the ACC or in the Big Ten or so forth or up north. Number 3, Ole Miss. Kim just talked about them. Been killing so far. They take on 25 Florida. Florida 4-0. Ole Miss 4-0. Is Florida back? Who do you like? They're down in the swamp now. They can get down and dirty down in the swamp.
Yeah, that's historically been a tough place. But I don't know if Florida's all the way back just yet. Although I don't know that Ole Miss is the third best team in the country. I'm going to take Ole Miss in this matchup, though.
Okay, I'm gonna lean towards Florida to go with that Florida speed and say down in the swamp we're gonna see how good you really are, Ole Miss. I'm taking Florida and a Shaka, but I would not be surprised at all if Ole Miss smacks them around or something. Sticking with Mississippi, we got Mississippi State, number 21st, taking on Texas A&M. A&M is 4-0. Mississippi State is 3-1. Home of the 12th man at College Station, Texas A&M. Who you like?
This is one of those games that's, kind of up in the air, but I'm going to go with Texas A&M. I believe that's Dak Scott and the guys.
Yeah.
Kind of fell off a little bit after some quick hype last year, but I'm going to take them in this matchup, especially at home.
I'm going to ride with you on that one. I like that as well at home game. The night game of the night, a good one. Number 6 Notre Dame, 4-0, taking on number 12 Clemson, 3-0. I love that Clemson intro. They come straight down the hill in Death Valley, come running out. It's one of the best intros in college football to watch. Who do you like in that one?
You know what? And this is sort of blasphemous for me to say, but I like Notre Dame.
That's a shocker.
Yeah, they've been looking good. They look kind of nice in their uniforms.
Hey, after I say, the new helmets Notre Dame, that new gold look, they didn't have that back in the 80s and 90s. Hey, that new gold thing looks sharp. I'm going to keep it real.
And they poured out a few nice wins. So, I like, even though they lost a couple of their
The
stars.
Virginia game, they should have lost, but they did pull that one out with a miracle play. Clemson, though, they are always tough at home. I mean, Notre Dame survived Virginia. I don't think they survived Death Valley. I don't. I mean, the crowd will be all orange. It's going to be loaded. If they win that game, I'm going to say Notre Dame, okay, they can probably run the table. For real.
Yeah.
If they win that, they can probably run the table.
Yeah.
All right, switching over now, folks. We're going to jump over to the next day of action. Football. But we're going to start it with the Thursday night game. The Ravens 0-3, Baltimore taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers at 2-1. Pittsburgh, though, does not have Big Ben. They're going to slide in Mike Vick. And Baltimore is favored by 2.5. Your take.
This one would have been a good one to see if Big Ben hadn't gotten
Rivalry
hurt.
game.
Big
everything.
rivalry. I'm not really a huge believer in the Ravens. I'm just not.
They got to win at some point, right?
But they do have to win. I don't think they're just a terrible team. And, Vic is Vic. So he can still pull out something, but I think I'm gonna take the Ravens to go with it, to get that win at home because Big Ben's not in there.
I want to take the Ravens. My heart wants me to pull for Vic because I like Vic, but I think this is where the Ravens get up the snide. They get this win. They go into the big catch-up, Heinz Field, and they get a win. Next up, the Eagles at Washington. Eagles 1-2. They come off a big victory. The Skins 1-2. They had a nice little long break to get it together. Philly is favored by 3. Your take.
Well, last year Kirk had a good game against Philly.
Yes.
Let's say statistically until the fourth quarter and he threw up all over himself, blew the game. But I just don't know. It's hard to say because from one week to the next, with Spurrier 2.0, as I call him, Jay Gruden, you never know if he's going to run the ball, or he's going to get pass happy like he did against the Giants.
If he runs the ball, I think you can run the ball. Matter of fact, I know. I saw with the Cowboys, they ran it straight at Philly, right at them. No duck, no fire. They ran right at Philly, and they folded. The Skins with this thunder and lightning action with Matt Jones and Albert Morris, I think they can do some damage there at home, 12th man. And I'm not sold on Sam Bradford. I might be the only one that doesn't. I'm not sold on him at all. I mean, prove to me that you can do it. This ain't Oklahoma no more. I'm going to take the Skins, and simple and plain.
Yeah, I don't know what that defense is going to do against that Philly offense, but I'm going to take the Skins as well.
Okay. Moving along, we got the Vikings taking on the Broncos here. Vikings under 2-1, Broncos 3-0. Looking good though. Adrian Peterson is back. They look sharp. They got Teddy back there under center, but you're taking on the Broncos, mile high. That air changes things. As bad as they want to talk about Peyton Manning, he's still getting the job done. Who do you like now? Denver's favored by 7.
7, that seems kind of big. I'm going to go with the Vikings. I like the fact that they can run the ball. I like Teddy B, steady Teddy, doing his thing. Denver, the defense looks good. That pass rush is, Von Miller and the Cowboys.
Yeah, old Cowboy. Marcus Webb.
Marcus Webb, they look like they getting after Aqib Talib in the back. But I'm not buying my man Peyton that new
Oh.
that game against Kansas City. He was throwing ducks in the sky.
But he came through in the clutch.
Hey,
He
no.
got it done in the
No,
clutch.
Jamal Charles came through in the clutch
I
and
mean,
fumbled
he
the ball.
fumbled and the big hands came in the gym and just choked, but still.
Kansas City gave that game up. They gave him an early Christmas gift. So I don't believe in Denver at all, even though their defense is strong.
That's very interesting. Folks, we're coming down to the end of our show. I got to give some kudos while we're here. But when we come back, we'll get some emails, some calls that came through, and we wrap it up. We'll be right back at you.
When I grow up, I want to be a psychologist or a therapist.
I want to be a pediatrician.
I was hoping to become a chef someday.
I want to own a big house with the convertible and the jacuzzi and the pool, all the good stuff.
Role models, they don't tell you what to do, but they help you to go where you're going.
I want to study law. I don't want to become a lawyer. I want to become a CIA agent.
Young people, I think, do need a mentor because, we don't know everything. And, all the people, they've experienced stuff that we haven't.
I would like to be a baseball player.
As long as there's somebody behind you, pushing you and supporting you, then you feel that you always have the strength to keep going.
Well, I would like to become like a doctor. That's my first choice.
Sometimes you feel down and you feel that no one really understands and no one knows where you're coming from, and it's great to see someone who's been where you are now and making it.
So get involved and do your part. Invest in the future. Mentor a child.
Welcome back, folks. While we're here, quick emails that came in. This one comes from Flash from District Heights, and he reads, "You mean to tell me you all think Cousins will be the starter for the rest of the year?" I don't think we said that on this show, but I don't think he'll be starting for the rest of the year. I think at some point RG3 will be coming in at minimum by week 7. You?
Yeah, I don't know when. I just don't think Kirk's going to make it the whole year. I honestly don't think Gruden's going to make it the whole year.
Oh, wow.
I think right now what we're seeing is the owner and the GM, because I personally think that the GM likes Griffin. But they're just letting Gruden, give Gruden and Cousins the opportunity to show and prove. And if he can't show, then it's going to be time to go.
3 things, folks. We're wrapping up the show real quick. Out of the blue, Derrick Rose suffers an orbital fracture from an elbow in practice. He'll be down for another surgery tomorrow. Timetable to be determined. What's up with Derrick Rose, man?
I mean, that guy must have did something, kicked the baby or stole somebody's bike or something, because it's karma.
He can't stay healthy at all. District Heights boxing team, folks. Nathaniel Copeland. He's 5-2. He's an amateur heavyweight. Just won the belt over last week down in Norfolk, Virginia. Got to show him some love. And last, the District Heights Boys and Girls Club, the Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen. The 6-0, the 6U is 3-1. The 8 and under is a 3-1. But the 10U and 12U are undefeated. And the 12U, folks, they have not allowed anyone to score on them all year. They're both 4-0. This weekend, they took on, but last week they took on the Baltimore Terps. They all 4 teams won. And this week they travel up to the Hyattsville Hawks to take them on. So we're going to prove that everyone that this District Heights squad is on the move and trying to win that championship one more time again. Folks, it's been a great show. My co-host, Shaka Bradley. We want to make sure you tune in weekly for the Sports Zone each and every week. Next week, we're going to come back and check our picks, and we'll see you next week.
How far would you go to help someone? Would you go to the end of your driveway? Would you cross a street? Would you cross an ocean? To a place 6,000 miles from home? And how long would you go? Would you go for a week? A month? A year? Would you go for 2 years? Would you go if you could use your knowledge to teach someone? and in the process, maybe learn something yourself. Life is calling. How far will you go? Peace Corps.